Hello, hey Netsuko. Hello, hey guys. Mm, yeah, I'm doing Gojo here. And I wanted, recently the ChatGPT thing that can generate um Studio Ghibli style of content. So I want to try to see if I can work a pose out um with some similar style and draw a different character on that. Yeah, that's my plan of doing this. It's a bit risky because I should have a draft of some kind before I do this. Um, I have a reference paper. I got this reference sheet, and that was that one. So we're gonna try to like change that one to more like a kids friendly version. Yeah, so basically this drawing can be successful or it could be like get messed up. Um, let's hope for the best. Thanks. Um, hmm. There's a line that's not quite correct here, but the rest should be fine for the fingers. Um, okay, let's move on to the other hand. Yeah, it's tricky. It is tricky. But look, uh, this type of manga, when you draw the characters, it's really hard to not draw the hand. Because the hand is just there, part of the thing. So, yeah. Um, um, there's still a very minor kind of a perspective going on here in this drawing. The initial drawing was the perspective was like really dramatic, and this one here, I'm trying my best to simplify it. Um, yeah, so this time I don't have a a lot of confidence about the hand part of this drawing. I'm gonna try my best to get that pose right, but it's kind of tricky. Okay, so not too bad, not too bad. um, the initial drawing, the knuckles of Gojo is like really pointy because that's Gojo. Gojo's hand is bigger than usual. Um, and this one seems to be a little better. Hello. All right, so that is basically the body shape. Um, yeah, I feel like the hair can be slightly longer. It could go over the top a little bit. Gojo's hair is usually pretty spiky in this area. And the other thing to fix is the hand. Um, Hi. Okay. To be honest, when I watch like Studio Ghibli the movies, actually never realized that they hardly use any kind of very dramatic um angle on the characters. Most of the angles that they use are quite um straight and flat. Well, I shouldn't use the word flat. Doesn't really mean anything bad. It's just their style of um, using camera in their animation. It's like they were using 35 mil lens all the time to create the animation. They don't have dramatic angles. That's why when I started doing this one, the first challenge I have is whether or not I should make the hair look a little, oh no, sorry, the face look a little um, flat or as pointy as it was in the reference paper. Anyway, I decided to make it flat. And the result wasn't, it's not too bad. I'm okay with what I got so far. Um, Couple of mistakes here and there, but not a huge deal. And yeah, the next thing that I'm gonna do is, of course, the face. That is a bit challenging. I did a bit of research about what type of face I want to use for Gojo's face. Um, uh, House moving castle is probably the best one because um, House face is quite long and like handsome. Um, and the other male character that I think I can refer to is um, the character from Princess Mononoke, which I can't remember the name of him. Shidaka, I think that's Oshidaka or Ashitaka. Yeah, that character's face is pretty close to Gojo's face, but his face is slightly wider compared to compared to what I want to do with Gojo's face. But anyway, yeah, those are the ones that I feel like I can kind of refer to, and the age of them are very similar to how Gojo was represented in the anime, so it should be fine. But anyway, it's yeah. At the end, I'm just gonna try to do like Hao's face because Hao from Hao's moving castle, his face is very close. Yeah, that's the plan. Mm, okay, well, let's give it a try. I am very nervous about this at the moment, so hope for the best. Hope for the best. Um, I think the other feature of Ghibli Studios character is their the side like the what you call that, the proportion, the body proportion. Yeah, in Studio Ghibli's movie, most of the character has kind of bigger face. Oh, thanks. Mm, okay. Uh, yeah, this is a little too young. You're right. I think this is a little too young. Maybe I should change the direction of the chin, um, to make him look a little older somehow, or maybe it's the hair. Would that work? Not really. No. Yep, yep. It's a pretty young version of Gojo, I believe. Yeah, he's looking cuter than what I was imagined. I wasn't planning to make him as cute as these. But anyway, it's not too bad. So the next thing will be to get this in colored. Um, yeah. Okay, let's do the colors. Hello. All right, so basically the color is gonna be really simple, I believe. I'm gonna use the regular skin color that Ahuha has offered. And hopefully this one's gonna work. Yeah. Um. Okay, let's get things started here. Hi. Hello. Okay, so let's get the thing sorted. Oh, again, try to stay away from the black line. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight on the right hand side of the face. Yep. Um, um, okay, so yep, right hand side of the face it is. Gonna add some details to this side. There's a small issue that earlier I added a white um, fine liner marks here. Not fine liner, but white markers to fix a line. Now if I go over them with my skin tone, it's gonna show the white. Hi, hello. Um, yeah, so that could be a small issue, but other than that, everything else should be okay. You know what? This guy started to remind me Ben 10. Not sure if that animation is still popular, but yeah, um, somehow, somehow. No, they don't have the same hairstyle, but I just somehow remind me that dude. Yeah, I forgot about Ben 10 for a while too, but after I drew this, I was like, Hang on, this guy looks familiar. Yeah, it's like a long forgotten thing. It was a pretty nice cartoon. I like that. Mm, was this stuff from Cartoon Network or the other one? I can't remember. I think it's Cartoon Network. Who doesn't like cartoons? Everyone likes cartoon. Mm, okay. Yeah, it's getting there. Look, I feel like the white here is not really that obvious, so I'm not. Initially I was thinking somehow to fix that, but now I kind of just decided I'm gonna leave it there. No need to fix anything. Mm. Oh yeah, Shin-chan. That's a good one. Doraemon. Oh yeah, Doraemon's all-time favorite. Always good. Yeah. Mm. Phew, I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. Now the next thing is to color the shirt and the rest of the outfit. He's wearing black top um, and just white pants. I don't really remember what was he look like in color, but yeah, just maybe just black and white. That will do. And I'll add some very light, pale blue color in the darker part of his hair. Hopefully, that is gonna give the hair a bit of a depth. Okay, now I'm gonna. And also, his eye is very unique too, so we can't really skip that. Yeah, what happened is this type of alcohol marker. I think it's to do with the marker itself. Um, because it's very light, and the first thing that we put it on, um, the alcohol content, the solution actually darken the paper down. That makes the paper look darker. And once the alcohol is all evaporated, there's only just pigment left on the paper, then they actually show the real color. Yeah, that's one of the things I wasn't very comfortable with alcohol marker at the beginning, but the more you use it, the more like you just get used to it. Yeah, especially when you know exactly what color that you're gonna use. Like for example, for me, um, with a Ohuhu marker, I always use R20 and R18 for the skin tone. Most of the time, if we join someone with lighter skin, that's the way to go. Um, then I have to just trust these two colors. That's how it works. Yeah. And if somebody has like slightly darker skin, then I'll use the R20 as the beginning point, and then I'll use the E60 to be the darker shade. So there's always like a formula that you could remember, and then you can help yourself um, to like get used to the process. Yeah, Kit Gojo. Most of the darker colors of this marker, they fine. They're quite stable, and you could pretty much tell the color straight away as soon as you put it on. But it's just with lighter colors. Sometimes you will have to think about, have a second thought about everything that you put on, because the muddiness that shows at the beginning. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it. So yeah, it gets better and understandable. Okay, now that's the skin tone and the hair. Look, I know there's tons of other things I could do, but I'll perhaps just leave it like that for now, and I'll move on to the body. Um, yeah, kind of like that. Um, okay, so the body part is mostly black, which is hardest thing to do because um, darker colors are usually a bit tricky to create. Um, okay, I'm gonna use two shades for the body, and the first one is gonna be this very dark gray color. Yeah, when you do painting, it's the same. So when it's dry and when it's wet, the colors are different, and you will have to just understand the changes of the color in order to like um, know how to draw and how to paint. Usually if I want to get a perfectly flat color with darker tone and with a Ho marker, I will need to color the same area twice. If I do this like real fast, um, I might get very patchy. So it's always good to like just slow down and get things down little by little. Yeah, the coloring process is it's fun and it's also satisfying, both to you and to myself. That's right. So this is Ghibli version. Um, I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. So hopefully things will get better after I got the color sorted. Mm, one, um, yeah, Gojo is always cocky. Um, yeah, well, that's him. That he's got the strongest power. So who else can be cocky if it's not Gojo? Um, okay, so now I'm into a little thing about what kind of color should I do to his pants. Obviously, it's white, but can't really just leave it white. I want to do one of those kung fu kind of pants where the shading has some color intention. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about that. A darker shade would definitely work for this. I have a couple of options. I'll do this very dark tone first. This is a red gray. I like how Nemo their colors red gray. And then after that, I'm gonna use um, another one that's slightly lighter than that for the rest of it. This one, red gray, I'm gonna use that for like um, stronger and more obvious kind of shadows. And then after that, I'm gonna use, what's the number? RG120. Is there a lighter one than RG120? Yep, WG1. Okay, so warm gray, one will be the, oh, that's yellowish. I'm not sure if that works together, but anyway, try it. Okay, it kind of worked. Kind of worked. Um, yeah, I'm okay with it. All right, I guess that will be it. Uh, they're Ohuhu markers. Um, a cheaper version of alcohol marker. Yeah, they're not expensive at all. They're actually quite cheap. Should I do a bit of a blushing on the face? Maybe just a little. Okay, now move on to black. Um, somehow, somehow I don't know why, but somehow I wanna use the um the Copic black because that one's a lot softer and it's easier to use. As soon as the black is on, I kind of realized the the gray color I picked was not very dark, and I kind of realized the other thing that these two markers are not the same. I mean, like initially I thought um, that would be just like very similar formula, and the color would be like um, pretty much similar, but when I put the black on top of the gray color, I the gray is the black is Copic. Um, I'll show you that in a second. They're actually two different inks. I'm glad I didn't really mix the refill because I bought a lot of Copic refills. I'll show you that now. Look, if you, I'm not sure if you can see it, but can you see the black part of the artwork that's there? It has different reflections. Can you see that now? The the gray part, the dark gray part is very light and it's matte. The black part you got reflections somehow. Yeah, well, I don't mind that too, but I just because when with the where I'm standing right now, the I got bouncy lights to my eyes straight away from the paper because of the lights around me, so I can spot this really strange highlight from the dark part of it. I never had that experience before. Yeah, that's something I learned today, which is good. You know, learn something every day. Share your life. What do you mean? Uh, Yellow Goku. All right. Well, yeah, that's about it. There's not really anything else I want to do for this one. Uh, we got the black part sorted and most of the bodies worked out. There's little scar-like things here and there, but I decided I'm just gonna ignore that. Pretending this is a very good drawing, that's what I'm doing right now. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna change anything. That's about it. The The style of Studio Ghibli or Ghibli Studio, what is it actually called? I can't remember, but the style of it seems fine. um, yeah. Um, I think I got the style. I got about 90% of it right. Um, if I want to change one thing, it's probably the width of the arm needs to be slightly more bulkier. Um, but nothing else really. Yeah, that's the only thing I want to change. Yeah, I you know what? I have to go now. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you soon. Okay, perhaps sometime tomorrow or the day after. Bye. See you later. You have a good night. You have a good day, and you have whatever you have there. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you so much for your blessing. Thanks.